Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into something, well, pretty deep.
Always up for a deep dive, especially into something like
Yeah,
this.
today we're looking at Psalm 91. And
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, and I think even if someone listening isn't, particularly religious,
Right.
they can still get a lot out of this one. I mean, we're talking about protection,
Definitely.
trust, finding courage,
Absolutely.
which, come on, don't we all need a little more of that these days?
Yeah, absolutely. This psalm, it's like if you think about life's ups and downs,
Hmm.
it's almost like a guide for navigating those rough waters?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either.
Oh, no, it
It
doesn't.
goes right into the fear and hardship we all face.
And that's what's so great about it? It meets you where you are.
Totally. So right from the beginning, Psalm 91 talks about this idea of refuge,
Yeah.
like seeking shelter from a storm.
Finding that safe haven. Yeah.
And when I read that, I immediately think about all the pressure we're under these days. I mean, think about
It's
it.
a lot. Yeah.
So where do you find that sense of refuge,
Yeah.
that safe haven, that place to just breathe?
Oh, that's such an important question. And it's something this psalm really nails. It highlights it. Because back then, when they were talking about shelter, it probably meant something really literal, like an actual physical
Yeah,
shelter
right.
from danger. But for us today, I think it's more about those moments, those places, even those people
Yes.
where you can kind of exhale and just be. So for me, it might be meditation or spending time, quality time with my family, my loved ones.
Yeah, think about it.
Could even be something as simple as getting lost in a good book.
Oh, I hear that.
It's those spaces, whatever they look like for you, where you can just
Recharge.
exactly recharge.
And I think what's so interesting is, this song, it doesn't try to pretend everything's fine and dandy.
No, not at all.
It lays it all out there. All the bad stuff, the dangers. I mean, you've got terrors of the night,
Oh, yeah.
arrows by day, plagues, scourges. It gets pretty intense. But it's acknowledging that these fears, they're universal,
Mhm.
right? Like they might have looked a little different back then,
Mm.
but we still face our own versions of them today.
You got it. It's not about a literal interpretation.
Good.
It's about tapping into those deep-seated human anxieties that, let's be honest, we all experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, what would be your modern day equivalent of those arrows? What are those things that feel like they're coming at you? Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Oh, that's a good question. Because, let's be real, life can feel like a bit of an obstacle course sometimes.
Right.
I mean, back then, yeah, a plague, that was a real threat.
Yeah, no kidding.
But today, it's like those arrows, they could be anything. For some people, it might be those deadlines at work or the financial pressure that so many are facing. Relationship stuff, that can feel like a whole other battle sometimes.
Totally.
Even just that constant pressure to keep up.
Oh, the pressure to keep up is real.
Social media, the news cycle, it's like everything's moving at warp speed.
That's exhausting.
Yeah, it can be. But that's what I think is so powerful about this psalm. It's acknowledging that life throws curveballs. Like that's just part of the deal. But then
There's that, but yeah. What happens then?
it shifts and you get this amazing, like almost unbelievable promise of protection.
Yeah.
Like angels guarding your every step, not even tripping on a stone.
It's kind of a cool visual, right? Like you've got a divine bodyguard looking out for you.
Right. And it's that imagery, it's so powerful and reassuring. But when we dig a little deeper,
Mm,
the real takeaway, it's not about waiting around for some kind of miracle rescue.
right, right.
It's about finding that strength within yourself to overcome whatever challenges are thrown your way.
I like that. It's like tapping into your own inner strength.
Exactly. It's like those lions that are mentioned later on.
Yeah.
Think of those as metaphors for your biggest fears, the things that hold you back.
Wow, yeah.
And the psalm is saying, hey, you have the power to face those fears head on. You got this.
That is so powerful. And just when you think it can't get any more encouraging, it's like this wave of compassion washes over you, right?
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking about. It's like these verses where the divine voice comes in speaking directly to the reader, it just gets me every time.
It's like the heart of the psalm, right?
Exactly. It's that reminder that you are not alone no matter what you're going through, even when it feels like you're surrounded by darkness. There's this unwavering force of love and support, always.
So good. It really makes you think. Like if we can cultivate that inner knowing, that belief that we're loved and supported no matter what, maybe that's the key to finding peace. even amidst all the chaos.
It's true. It's like that deep inner peace, that unshakable foundation.
Yes.
It comes from knowing, really believing that we're loved, we're taken care of.
Wow. Powerful stuff.
It's a message that's just as powerful today as it was all those centuries ago, you know?
It really is. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into Psalm 91, here's something I want you to think about, for later. Because we've talked a lot about fear, right? And how it's this natural human response to uncertainty.
But there's always a but, right?
Exactly. How can we tap into that same courage, that same resilience that this psalm talks about?
I love that.
Where do you find that inner strength to face whatever comes your way? Is it faith, community? Maybe it's even just that quiet voice inside you, that says, you got this.
Because you do. You really do.
Keep searching. Keep listening.
Okay.
Until next time, everyone.